Hi, this is Roger, thanks for dropping by. This plant's been worrying me for some time. Probably if it was my own plant I'd have dumped it, but it was a present, so I want to try and deal with it, and it just has not grown since I got it. And now we can see why. It's got fusarium, which will stop it growing, stop the roots growing. Now, having one of the older pseudobulbs covered in scale hasn't helped it, but that's not what's stopping the new growths growing. What's stopping the new growths growing is probably that it's all bunged up. So I've taken the two bulbs off that both have new growths that should start producing some roots soon. But I mean, the purple ring is very obvious to me anyway. So what I've done here is I've put some fungicide in that glass. It's very obvious on that piece. And I'm going to stand what few roots there are in there to try and get as much in through the base of the plant as I can. And then once they've been standing in that for some considerable time, allowing what little roots to soak up as much as possible through the base of the plant, which is always where the problem is with fusarium. It's one of those things that gets in the rhizomes and the base of the pseudobulbs. Now, it can creep up the whole flipping plant if it's left unattended, but this plant would have had a fungicide treatment at some point. Maybe it didn't get its second treatment or something, and it may be that it's been halted and it's just in the old part of the plant. But it's definitely in the old part of the plant, no doubt about it. So all I can do is get the thing full of fungicide, and I mean, as I said, as soon as these roots have soaked up as much as possible, I'll spray the whole plant as well, so that I can get some into the leaves as well. And then I'll try potting it up in a little tiny pot. Two pieces can go in the same pot for now, and see if I can get some roots going. And to get some roots growing on those new growths, obviously they're going to need some moisture around the roots. So that'll be a small bark and plenty of sphagnum chopped up in there as well, so that they stay moist. It may not work. I don't know how far it's gone. I mean, I can't cut any more rhizome or I'll be into what's left, and what's left is all I've got to work with. So all I can hope to do is stop the progress of it, and if, with some luck, those new growths haven't been infected at the base yet, they may grow on clean. I mean, I've done it with 2 Miltonias before. That's a similar growth habit, and it worked. And both of those have grown on nicely, produced new bulbs, nice healthy leaves, and one has bloomed already and the other one's about to. So it can be done, and it works best with more chance of it working the more vigorous a plant is. And this plant's just been sitting there with no vigour. The signs were there. I should have dealt with this earlier really, but I'm going to try and save it. At least it's got 2 new growths to work with. Without those, there wouldn't really have been any hope. So we'll see what we can do with it. I'm sure you'll want updates, and I'm sure there'll be some. You might have to remind me now and again. But I really would like to save it. The blooms are gorgeous on this. I don't know whether I showed you. It's Bialara Joe's Drum. The blooms are smashing, quite large as well. And I'd like to keep it for that reason, but mainly because it's a present. You know, when somebody gives you something, it's always nice to try and do your best with it. That's what I'm going to try and do. Success not guaranteed, but all I can do is try. See you next time.